Welcome to Soltron. This is a video review for metal Cardbot heavy iron. Here's a size comparison, and this guy is pretty much Voyager size if you're not familiar with this figure. And then there's one thing I like to do is you can use his transformation joints to actually make him even taller, which is pretty cool. So he's almost, so now he's as tall as Menasor, which is pretty awesome. Here's a look at his box. Unfortunately, they're still using window boxes, which is kind of outdated. And then you get really excellent artwork on the side. And then a really awesome CG model on the back. I think this could have easily been the front of the box. Like, this looks amazing. Then the instruction sheet, nothing fancy here, just newsprint. Here's a 360 view of him in tall mode. So he's a little bit lanky in this mode, but I just really like the way this looks. It's nice to have the option. I would say overall, this guy though, like his aesthetics are really kind of a 10 for me. He's just, the coloring is really interesting. He's very much like Diaclone. And here he is in his actual regular size. So much stockier looking, a little bit more powerful looking. So I like these proportions as well. I just think he just cleans up really nicely. Like, there's no real kibble. Everything just goes together very nicely. Yeah, and the colors are just really cool looking. And if you get a close-up of the head, you can see that, yeah, he's got, I would definitely say this is like kind of Diaclone inspired. It's on a ball joint. It's a little squeaky. It's kind of a weird ball joint that has softer areas and harder areas. But yeah, what a great looking head sculpt. I think that really just fits the bill. So he does have a ball jointed neck, which is on a squeaky, kind of a little bit too tight ball joint. Could use a little bit of grease, I think. But you can get him to cock his head side to side, things like that. And then he's got 360 on a pretty soft ratchet here, which I'm actually surprised this doesn't run into his chest plate. And then he's got, this is where things are going to start to go south. He's got pretty much two clicks out for the shoulder, which is not great. And then for elbow bend, he's got this much elbow bend. So 45 degrees and that's it. He cannot do anything else in the arm at all. That's all of his arm articulation. So that's pretty limiting. At least he has head articulation. He can look around, but yeah, you're not going to get any dynamic poses out of this guy, unfortunately. And it's really annoying because it even looks like they molded in a fake second elbow joint right there, where they could have easily given him another elbow joint. Probably I'll fix this with a ball joint. I'll just put a ball joint here and then he'll have some bicep swivel too, kind of. Anyway, so he doesn't have any waist articulation because the way he... Oh, actually, nope, never mind. He does have waist articulation. I was really not expecting that. So yeah, he's got a good ratchet here so he can swivel around. So that helps with his posing. And then he's got a few clicks out. He's got about 45 degrees there for a side kick. And then he's got a full forward kick. And then a limited back kick because of, there's like a little transformation clip right there that gets in the way. So they probably could have placed that somewhere else to make that less of a problem. And then he's got almost, yes, like 60 degrees on the knee. Definitely not 90 degrees. So overall, not too bad. Oh yeah, and he's got thigh swivel too, which are on ratchets, which is very nice. So that helps him point his toes in a more dynamic way. So you can get some decent looking poses out of him, but the fact that his arms are just not going to work is really a problem. And then he's got a couple of accessories. So he's got this chest plate. I'll go over that in a second, but this is like, I like to pretend this is maybe like his standard mode, is he looks like this. And then when he gets into like a super mode, you add the chest plate. So that just clips onto his chest with these clips. You like clip this onto his chest, and then his wrists can extend to make his forearms a little bit longer. And then these shins can extend. And the knee joint is still way up here, which is kind of a weird spot, but oh well. And now he's like in his super mode where he's taller and more powerful, I guess. So that's what I like to pretend. But yeah, so this chest plate is kind of an interesting thing. So it does transform, and then you just unclip the chest here from the translucent plastic. They went a little bit crazy. They put like clips here, and then there's these little tabs. And these little tabs are actually for the face of the card. So this card comes with him. It's got his name on it. It's got really cool artwork of him standing in front of an explosion. And then it's got something that looks kind of like a Cardbot logo, but it's like its own thing. So that just clips onto the front, and now you have this metal card, which is basically what these figures are named after. So that's the series. And then to get this guy transformed is pretty easy. Well, actually, let's go over this other accessory. He's just got this sword. This is something obviously should have had a light up feature. Like, it's got this huge box right here, which you could easily just stick a little push button, and now the sword lights up. Would have been a nice little extra. But yeah, that's all there is to the sword. He can't hold it in his fist because he doesn't actually have a hole. He just got this clip here, and it goes on either arm. And that's about it. Yeah, you can't really clip it anywhere else. I don't know why you'd want to. But yeah, that's pretty much the whole figure. He's pretty basic, but I don't know. I just kind of like that. He's huge. He's stocky. I think that's kind of enough for me. So to transform him, we're just going to tear his arms off. So he does the same thing that Menasor does, is he's got combination pegs that slide down into place. So you just go ahead and raise those to unleash his arms. And then he's got a clip system that keeps his torso in place. And those are your 4 parts of his body. So this will become his cab, and then the rest becomes his trailer. So I guess let's just start with the cab. It's very simple. All of this is very simple transformation. You're just going to fold this part down. That's going to have the head attached. You're going to slide the head down, and that sort of hides it. And then you're going to take these combination joints and just rotate them back. So in robot mode, he actually has kind of a butterfly joint for rotating back. But anyway, you're going to slide these back. And then you're going to take the chest pieces, you're going to open those up, and you're going to get some giant truck eyes. And then you're just going to fold these next to the cab. And then finally, the smokestacks are on a double hinge, and you just fold those to the back. And now you have pretty nice looking cab, except for it's got like these giant eyes in it, but that's okay. Gives it some personality. But yeah, this guy's definitely Voyager size. He feels pretty good. And then we go on to the arms. You can pretty much see all the transformation already. If he's in robot mode, you need to extend his wrists and then fold his fist in. And then you just straighten out the arms, and you can see this is already becoming a trailer. And then you unpeg his shoulder panels, rotate them, and then there's one little slide like that. And then now you have basically 1/2 of the top of his trailer. And then you're going to take the sword weapon, you're going to fold it up on this very obvious hinge, and then you're going to peg that right here, and that will make it end up on the inside of the trailer. And then for the legs, you're going to, if you didn't already, you're going to extend the legs, fold these tires up. Now you can see he's already pretty much a trailer. You're going to sandwich all the clips together. And then you have to, let's see, rotate these hip skirts out. And I think, is that really it? Yeah, I guess that's it. That's his whole leg transformation. Really not much to it. I did forget one thing for the arms. You're going to fold this little panel, and that will just help make the top of his trailer look a little bit more sleek. Okay, so now we got his legs. We got his 2 arm halves shoved together, his sword in the middle. And then you're basically just going to use the clips and just sandwich everything together. And everything clips nicely together. You get pretty clean back of the trailer. Side of the trailer could use some work. There's definitely some weird stuff going on. And then there is like his belt buckle does have a little peg when you move that down. And that, of course, is going to peg right into your cab. And there you go. Now you have pretty decent looking semi. The helmet kind of gets in the way of articulation because this is the combination joint. So you kind of have to work around that. You can't really turn it dramatically, but you can still turn it. It would work. And now that I'm looking at it, I don't... Oh, these pegs are for his robot mode to put his sword on. These don't actually do anything. And there's, surprisingly, there's no real place for the card. I checked the directions to make sure I didn't miss anything, but yeah, this just does nothing. Could have easily, like, pegged into place down here or down here. Definitely had space, but oh well. All right, and then finally, let's get some size comparisons. So you can see here he is with the Voyager Prime. They're pretty well scaled together. And then with Dead End, that works pretty well. So not a bad figure to add to a Transformers collection, even though aesthetically he kind of doesn't fit. But yeah, I really recommend this figure. The quality is top notch. He feels pretty good. He's got a couple of little tabs that I worry about, like where the fists kind of peg together. Where is it? Like this tiny little thing. I don't know what the point of that is. And it's supposed to peg in here. That looks like that's probably not going to last forever. But overall, the quality is really excellent. I got this guy for like 80 bucks on eBay, which is a pretty good deal because the deluxe size figures are like 60 bucks. I really want the Ninja one. You could see that on like KR Brickbot. He's reviewed some of these. But yeah, I'm really in love with this figure. It turned out really to be a really good investment, and I highly recommend you pick one up. All right, see you in the next one.